Hello, how are you? In this video, I'll be doing, I'll be drawing, right? But the thing is, I'll be drawing my character as a thug. Look, I'll explain how I got into this. This whole thing started in a conversation I was having with a friend of mine. I was telling them about my change in Jalos's story because I needed something to cover up the fact that he was a hitman. Obviously, right? You can't just At first I was going to just like make him say like, "Oh, I am a night worker," you know, and then Selena would make fun of him saying that he's a prostitute. But I need something more to cover it up, so I decided that he would be a mechanic. Since he likes cars, and that's pretty much it. Bikes, I guess, too. So I was telling them about it, and they were just into it. Woo! And I guess at some point they made a joke like, "Ooh, fuck jealous, ooh," and it stayed. So now they keep going back to it, and it's basically become a meme between us. So I decided to draw it because I can, and I guess that here we are. I need something simple as well. I might talk about it later, I don't know. So, he is a criminal, right? He does wear a mask, but usually a gas mask, not like this usual... I don't know what type of mask this is. Isn't it like a mask that people wear in the cold? I know that my brother has one of these because he rides a bike, so it gets pretty cold. I don't know. I guess I'll get into the illustration part of this. At some point I should actually start recording my sketchbook sketching session, because I usually just start these videos and out of nowhere I have a sketch there and just go straight into line art, even though it's not much different when I do start an illustration from scratch. I use two illustrations as a reference for this, which are these two illustrations, because I love textures, which is the transition illustration. And I also miss overpainting and not limiting myself, which would be the other illustration. I did not record that one. That one I just drew for fun. And it's pretty much me drawing something and painting over it because I did not want to limit myself. Not that I actually do limit myself, if I really think about it. I do get out of my comfort zone a lot. I don't actually know if I have a comfort zone. I think I don't like drawing cars. Actually, I like drawing cars. But I don't draw cars, like complicated cars. I just draw cars and they're kind of round and cute. Maybe I should... You know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I just kind of wish I could draw like some of those big artists. For example, like Matcha and Rolua. Is that how you pronounce it? Definitely not. But it requires too much work to actually draw like them, so I am not going to do that. I had to make something simple. If you follow me in my community posts, first of all, why? Second of all, you would have seen that I recently removed one of my wisdom teeth. And that was fine. Until it wasn't. Man, should I even get into it? I guess I can quickly talk about this. It's not that big of a story, I guess. I was chilling and doing stuff. Everything all at once, right? Because I have a tendency to do everything all at once because I can never focus on one thing. Even though I did focus on one thing at a time, I still had a lot of things that I had to do, and I still actually do. So my body was really stressed and really tensing up. I've had both of my upper wisdom teeth out for years now, since I was 16. But they never did anything really, they were just kind of chilling there. It was just more of a hassle to get back there with a toothbrush and be able to clean them. and flossed them. That one's a complicated one. But they were just there, right? They were just chilling. Sure, they were sort of out of line since, you know, your mouth doesn't really have space for them, at least most of the time, if you do have your wisdom teeth. And so I got so stressed that my jaw was just tensing up so hard while sleeping that my wisdom tooth started boring a hole into my cheek. And I know that I laugh at it, but that was not fun. It got so bad and I was like, I have to remove this. So I went to the dentist. And they made like an x-ray thingy to see if my tooth was connected to my nerve. It wasn't, so it would be a very easy removal. And I was fine with it. I've been going to the dentist since I was really young. It was like my whole thing. I've had crooked teeth my whole life. I've had issues with my mouth and whatever. Oh, very annoying thing. Got bullied for it. So on and so forth. Lots of shitty stuff. I don't care. I'm used to it, right? So the doctor was like, well, I can remove it right now if you want. I was like, yeah, sure. I'm fine with it. My mom walked out straight up. She was with me because, I don't know, she likes me. What can I tell you? Went straight out of the room. She was like, nope, I'm not seeing this. I ain't going through that. So then he just starts, of course he gives me anesthesia first, but he just starts beating the shit out of me. With like a metal thing trying to get my tooth loose. And then rips it out. All the while he was like, are you okay? Are you suffering? Is this fine? And I was like, yeah, sure. Of course, with my mouth wide open, so I'm like, he was more worried than I was. I was more so worried that he was ripping the wrong teeth out. Or breaking my other tooth with how much strength he was putting in. But everything went fine. Got my tooth removed and I was chill. And then it started. Next day, anesthesia wore off and it started being very painful. Of course, they told me like to take ibuprofen every 8 hours so that it wouldn't get an infection and sort of do that until I was going to come back and remove one of the stitches they put in my hole. They weren't able to close it all up though because I did not have enough skin there or whatever the gums are. So it was sort of open, and now that was very fun until it wasn't, and food got in and I couldn't remove it no matter what because it was very painful because it was an open wound. And so I started suffering. I started trying to get it out with water and I don't know, it just wasn't working. And there wasn't much I could do. I couldn't touch the place because that hurt much more. So I just suffered for a while. I thought that I had gotten it out, right? Because I felt it going out. Turns out it didn't. So I was just in pain and I didn't know why. And the pain was getting worse and it didn't matter how much medication I took. Nothing was helping. It got so bad that at some point I started, like, my body started spasming in bed, sweating and getting fevers and feeling cold. And I was like, dude, am I dying? Is this it? I'm going to die toothless. That's my thing now. And I was like, nah, I probably just got an infection and it'll get worse. And at some point, I don't know, it'll spread out and get into my heart and then I'll die. So I just tried sleeping through it. I was going to the dentist the next day as well. So I was like, I'll tough it out. I don't recommend doing that. So next day I got in, they fixed me up, told me to continue taking ibuprofen. And here I am now, still going through it. At least the stitch got out. It was closing up, still isn't really closed up. Also my gum is sort of falling down and it's very uncomfortable because I can move it around with my tongue. You did not have to know that, neither did you want to know that. But now you do, so have fun with that. My illustration process, you want to know about that? I'll tell you. First of all, start off with a sketch in my sketchbook. Then I made the line art, which is basically the sketch as well. There's not much difference in my case for those. Then I did the background so that I knew the kind of mood I was setting for the illustration. Put down base colors. Then I put a simple multiply layer in the color of the background to blend the whole thing in, to make it appear that he is there. Carve out the lights from that. Add soft shadows to enhance a flashlight look, sorta. Add overlay colors because I love things very colorful. Start painting over, going crazy because I'm a person and I like doing stuff. I copied and pasted the hair over, erased and fixed it because I'm lazy. Using complementary colors under the color wheel, that thing right there, since it chooses already the colors that match the whole thing that I'm choosing. Detailing parts which I felt needed it, and adding texture overlays. That's the whole illustration in less than a minute. Wow. This was a speed paint. I did this in an hour and a bit. An hour and 20 minutes, I think, around that time. Very simple, I needed it. I haven't been able to eat and speak and do anything really for days now because of a lost tooth that I decided to go and rip out. I am not ready to rip the other one out. I don't want to go through this again. I'm just starting to feel slightly better. I should not take as much ibuprofen as I am taking. My liver will not survive this, but I'm like, I'm still young, he can take it. I know he can. And that is how I died. Anyways, I forgot to record the ciggy smoke, but I added that in the end because the cigarette is lit up and he looks like a bandit of some sort. There are some things that I should keep in mind for next time, like not exaggerating the shoulder shadows so much. I keep doing that. Anyways, here's the finished illustration. I hope you enjoyed it. Or not. If you didn't, I'm sure you did not enjoy listening to me and my tooth loss story. If you did, what is wrong with you? Do you enjoy me suffering? Is that it? Huh. I guess that's something. I hope I at least entertained you during these short few minutes. I need to go and stop speaking now because my mouth does not like moving as much anymore. I hope you have a nice day and night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!